Good afternoon, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to this Friday afternoon, October 11th. Looking at Window Trader's market profile for the ES and NQ. So we close out the week with an all-time high in the Dow today. Just missed 42,900 by 25 cents. And a new all-time high ES, SPY, and SPX. It is 15 years to the day. I left Wall Street on Friday, October 5th. I walked off the floor in 2007. Not 15 years, 17 years. My goodness. The following Friday, we hit our all-time high, and then the market started rolling, and then you saw what happened in 08, 09. So, very interesting that 17 years later to the day, we have another all-time high in the S&P. Got to give the bulls a lot of credit. One thing continually lacking is volume, but we keep making all-time highs. NQ has to have a little concern. 3 days in a row now. Wednesday, Thursday, and today, they could not get that balance high on the weekly. We have an inside day in NQ. Righty, which after 13 days yesterday came out of balance to the downside, back to balance today. So we're going to go over all these charts right after we go through everything else. Righty goes out with a double distribution day and an afternoon pullback in H and a price probe. NQ goes out. Price probe, afternoon pullback in G, 10 wide point of control, and the day's high and low. But the balance high still eludes them. ES and SPY go out with an all-time high, and they're both poor. Right? How do you like that? Poor highs at the all-time highs. 9 wide point of control for both of us, and single prints. The reason NQ has a pullback also is because G's up here, and then there's single prints. ES, G's low, is the lower end of the upper distribution. Same thing as a pullback. But ES, NQ has both. I saw the day well, again, but really got hurt on a trade of my doing in C period, which we'll go over. So P&L-wise, had a pretty bad day, probably to the tune of about 3,600, which is frustrating because I saw the day well. I got a little stubborn, but I mean, I made money back. I was down probably around 5,500 or so. So, whatever. We battled back, but so early in the day, and I missed a couple. Oh boy! And to compound that, listen to the trades I missed, which really is frustrating. So in A period, we opened up, and then I wanted to take the short. They were pushing down right around the 9:30. And I'm telling the room, a lot of times I front run it. I'm like, no, we're going to get it. They had the lower value. Just looked like they wanted to get it. Now, I never click market. I always put like a limit order in as it's, below where it's trading a bit. I did it twice at 9.29 and change, and it kept going down. I never got it. And then the market opened, and boom, we got the overnight low. So I missed the overnight low. I did take a short when it pushed up against value low in the 144 in A period, which I did okay on. Then in B period, I did get the long to take A's high. So I was happy with that. And then on the turnover at 10:15 also took a long as the market had some really, really good energy. So that was great. Sorry, just answering somebody. Okay, so even though I missed the short to get the overnight low, had a decent A period and B period. Then C comes along. The market had a tremendous surge in B period. So I'm like, right, what are my staple trades? To get the overnight, to one time frame, and to get an IB. Well, I missed the overnight. We got the A's high for the one-time frame, and this thing was really pushing towards the end of B. I'm like, the odds of getting the IB high in C period are going to be really high. So it opened, and I got long 5 at 74. And it started trading down. And it actually traded down to 34. And I bought 5 more. So now I had 10 of an average price of 54. I'm like, even if it goes back up, I could take some off. Well, lo and behold, what happened? It went down. I got out at 24. Lost 200 and somewhat points on a 10, on total, because I had 10. The sad thing is, even though we came in, nothing. Look, I'm not saying I should have stayed in the long, because I shouldn't have. I should never I should never have added at that point. Should have got out and waited. But nothing technically told you to get out of the long. We were still single printed. We still have single prints, and we were still one-time framing up. So I got out at 24, and it went down to 04, I think, at the time. And, well, actually, it went down lower. It went down to 90. So I'm glad I had gotten out. But that was a pretty big loss. Then in F period, I take a long, thinking it could... ES, I'm like... I took a long in ES in F period. I made like 3 points on it. I'm like, this could be the afternoon pullback. But then I told the room, and again, this is what we talk about. I didn't tell the room when G came down. I told the room when the market was trading up here. I said I'll buy one at 50. At the time, I was looking to buy around 50.50 in ES, which was a regular trade now VWAP was. I said I would add at half back, which at the time was 44.75. Okay? And I said I would add again if it filled the single prints. So I bought that one, sold it out, made 3 points. Comes down in G period. I have my bid in. Look at the low in ES in G, 45. Never hit me. I had a bid in NQ at 400. Got down to 04.50. So, and one other thing. Not only did I miss taking out the the overnight low in NQ, when it ripped up, I didn't get in time to take out the overnight high. So this day, between missing trades and then getting caught up in that, the only good thing is I did have a 5 lot when we finally took out the IB high in L, and I got 50 points back. But still lost about, I don't know, it was roughly around 3,600 on the day. That's very frustrating because I think we saw the market really well. And I hate finishing the week like that. But unfortunately, it's going to happen. And, we stay professional in the room. It's, I'm not happy about it. But again, when you lose money, it's nobody's fault but yourself. Never, ever blame the market, okay? Or you won't be in this game for long, I can tell you that. As far as destinations go, all-time high is 68.25, and it's poor. We're 9 wide at 60.75. We have single print start at 44.75, get filled at 39.75, and today's low is 23.25. In SPY, all-time high, also poor, 580.33, 9 wide at 579.57. Single print started 577.52 to 578.06. And today's low is 575.91. Now, let's get to the charts and break them down. Okay? And, let's get to it. I showed you IWM. So here's IWM's chart. Here's the monthly. Firmly a 4-month balance, right? Nothing's changing yet. Almost halfway through the month. They're trying to break above it again, but, they had 2 nice finishes in both August and September, but still can't take out July's high. Balance. Weekly. balance. Did they have an outside week up? Hold on 1 second. 221.59. No, they did not. They closed below last week's high. But they did take it out, it looks like, by a penny. Anyway, it's balance. 4-week balance for righty. Okay? And the daily, 15-day balance. Look at this mess. Okay? It is one big mess. So the Russell is in balance on all 3 time frames. Now NQ, the monthly is balance. Okay? 5-month balance. The weekly is also balance. 4 weeks. The worry I have is 3 days in a row we've tried to get through that weekly high, and we only did step 1 of balance rules, which is get close to a balance high or low. So at some point, if they don't get through it, they're going to roll. They did, though, have an inside day today. So the daily is still up. Just like yesterday, ES went from up to balance. Well, they went back to up today out of the inside day. NQ is still, I'll call them, up to balance now, since it's an inside day. They did not stop the one-time framing on the daily. So NQ, I believe. Oh, I'm looking at NQ. Look at that. That's not even triple Q. That's NQ. I don't know how the heck I did that. But anyway, NQ needs, for my money's worth, to break through this balance high sooner rather than later, or we might roll over to the bottom of it. And then let's go to the S&P. We're up on all 3 time frames. Look at the monthly. Up. Weekly. Up. Right? Came out of balance from came out of 2-week balance to the upside this week. And the daily, up. One time framing up 4 days. Now, we always talk about getting distance away from previous time frame highs or lows are important. And it is. Are we getting that distance? Not really, right? Even though we're making all-time highs. Now, the monthly, believe it or not, the longer time frame looks the healthiest, right? Look. But the weekly, finally, though, the weekly's good. So monthly and weekly are good. Want to see more out of the daily. Want to see more volume out of the daily. At some point, if it doesn't come, again, right, you'll roll over and wipe out a bunch of week longs. But for now, kudos to the bulls as they are firmly in control of this market. I hope you had a great week trading. Rest up. Enjoy your weekend. There's nothing out next week, basically, except for ECB, Lagarde, and their rate thing. So the market hopefully will trade on its own all week as we get closer and closer to the election. Enjoy your weekend. Thank you for liking and subscribing to this channel. And we will speak prior to the opening on Monday.